hit the tweet. Alright. Well, even though we're just gonna start, I always feel like I gotta start on the starting soon screen.
Okay.
And alright, the stream started, so. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we just get into it. But, oh god, don't drop frames now. Okay, it's not too bad, it's not too bad, it's not too bad. Uh, okay. Let's see. Alright. Let's do this. I'm definitely overthinking things, but it's fine.
Oh no.
No, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so even though we're just starting and I'm not sure who's gonna show up, alright, hello everyone. Here's another episode of TwoBitTales with my good friend, Needy, if you want to do any introductions, or I can try and do them.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Needy. I am a variant seeder, with my little frog friend here, Frobert. Um, I also do some streaming, variety streamer and artist. I think that's pretty much it.
Cool. Uh, and and as today's guest, you have the choice of making me do whatever you want for the stream, to entertain you in some form for storytelling or just conversation. And you gave me a summary, but also it's still a lot to wrap my head around. So if you'd like to repeat it for the audience.
Yeah. Okay. So I was telling I was telling 2-Bit here about this like fantasy story that I used to really like when I was a kid. It was like my favorite fantasy story that I had read. And it was about um, somebody falling in love with a breath stealing ghost. And the whole point of like a breath stealing ghost is normally they are revered as like the most dangerous ghosts to exist because they feed off of the life source of people by stealing their breath. Um, Now, this whole story was like very, very depressing from like start to finish, essentially. And it's one of those that kind of like tugs on your heartstrings. And I think like rereading it, because I just recently reread it like a few nights ago. I definitely had that moment of just like needy. What the heck? Why? Why is this what you liked? Um, so what I'm doing, because the end was very, very depressing, and I didn't tell the end to 2-Bit. Um, but essentially I would like to hear a story of like star-crossed lovers that should not have found each other and found love with each other. Um, and have it, actually work out. You
Okay.
know, yeah.
Question.
So
Oh, go ahead.
no, you're fine. Go for it.
Okay. The thing I wanted to ask is, the star-crossed lovers. Is it still related to the ghost thing, or just the fact that it's star-crossed lovers? Or just lovers that it shouldn't work out, but it works out somehow.
I think just if it's lovers that shouldn't work out but still works out somehow.
Okay.
I think I would like that. Unless narrowing it down would be more helpful for you, which I can do that.
Well, if it's just the fact that it's focused on uh lovers that it shouldn't work out, but it for some reason it does, or like against all odds kind of a thing. I do have a story that I've thought about in the past, but never really done anything with it. So I don't know if you're okay with me using that to an extent.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So what I have in mind is for a story that it's the title is very dumb, but it is called Love in All the Paid Places.
Okay.
And it is set in a world where um it's a satire that focuses on uh where everyone is so focused on finding the right person that even the government steps in and basically I wouldn't say enforces, but basically there are places to find your one true love, and it has just become widely adopted as the thing that everyone just does when they hit a certain point in their lives. um like, first you go from like dating apps, and then you go to like, all right, I'm just gonna find a matchmaker thing, and it's just accepted as such. um and then the story focuses on two people who, for the reasons, they happen to fall through the cracks.
Okay.
So I don't know if that kind of concept is interesting to you, and we could go from there. Just if not, I can try and pitch other things, and then we can go with one that catches your ear.
No, I think I like that. I think I think that's pretty cool because I don't know, maybe this is just me and I'll give my personal input.
Okay.
Um I think that's like really interesting because like a lot of the personal like philosophy and opinions and stuff when it comes to like online dating, I feel like it's a very automated process.
Mm-hmm.
And like while you have success stories, of course, like there are also just like instances like for myself where it's like I feel like there's so much pressure to just like be like just going into it with like a certain mindset and you're not able to like really build a foundation of like friendship and stuff because so many people are just focused on like I just need to find like somebody to date and
Yeah.
like you tend to lose out on like some of the connections that are possible through just like meeting somebody by chance.
Yeah. It's I agree with that because that's just, it's based a lot on my experiences of just like, how do you start, like, I know it's like you just have to like break the ice with like the topic starters, or like whenever they have their photos, but the thing is just like it feels contrived, and just it's like, this doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like I just met you. It just kind of feels like, okay, we have this set information, now go.
Yeah, no, it feels very like algorithm oh my gosh, algorithm based
Yeah.
where like they just kind of like very much like ads and like other algorithm that exist in like different kinds of apps where it's just like I think you might like this, so this is going to show up more on your page
Hmm.
due to the things that you say that you're interested in and what you
Yeah,
like.
pretty
And like
much.
it's one thing for like products and it's another thing for like content and stuff, but like it feels very mm, impersonal when it comes to like relationships.
Yeah, it very much like, we use the algorithm. This has already been predetermined. You, congratulations.
Congratulations, we found you the perfect
Now
match.
pay us.
Yes, yes. If you would like to see more people who like you, please pay 99.99 a month.
Our algorithm has already figured out who loves you. But if you want to see them now, instead of sifting through everything,
Instead, seeing if they also find you attractive.
if you've reached the percentile enough to be true love, yes. So yeah, you already get the concept of it. And so the basic premise I've come up with, it starts in the building of the matchmaking place, and one of the agents is there typing on his computer, as he's sitting across from someone. And because I'm not being creative enough, because it's hard to come up with names, if anyone has ever been a writer, coming up with names is sometimes the hardest goddamn thing in the world.
Agreed.
I'm just going to name him Alex. Um,
I
eh,
like it.
Great, good. Since you're the one that I'm trying to entertain, Alex is sitting there, and he is actually holding a bouquet of roses. Um, and the agent is looking, and he says, "Don't worry, Mr. Alex. We here at True Love Inc. know you better than you know yourself. And here, we're going to find you true love or your money back guaranteed. Now, let's just go through your profile. Hmm. Oh, look, you're over 25, I see. Well, that's okay. That's okay. You're a little older, but we're going to find you someone. I know there's someone there for you. That's our guarantee. Um, Also, just feel free to whenever you want to like step in if you want something to slightly change, or you're not quite feeling it, or if you actually want to jump in and tell parts of the story because you're like, ooh, I know what I want this to happen.
Yeah.
Um, and Alex is kind of just nodding along. It's like, great. Yeah, yeah, I really want that. And the agent says, yes, of course, of course. And we're not going to waste any more of your time because guess what? We found the person right for you. It just so happens, though, they've already been matched with someone.
Oh no.
And Alex goes, what? Yes, we found your best match, and it so happens that they are currently already extremely happy in a relationship right now. But don't worry, I'll keep looking and keep looking. And you know what? This is a new development. I've never actually seen this before. So congrats, you're one of a kind. All
It's
of your
not
true
something you
loves.
necessarily want to hear.
Yeah. All we found your true love. It just so happens they're busy at the moment. Uh and Alex is just kind of looks dumbfounded as like, okay, what does that mean for me then? It's like, well, Alex, it just means that we can try again another time, or it's fine. It's You're 25. You've lived a happy life. And as Alex is like just processing and she's trying to speak up more, but he just can't find the words. A woman knocks on the door as she walks peeks her head in, and she goes, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were busy right now. And the agent goes, no, 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 no. Oh, Nina, no, Nina, I told you I have an open door policy, you could come in at any time. And Nina goes, no, you're clearly busy. And the agent says, no, 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 you're fine, come in, come in. And Alex is just looking so confused as this woman awkwardly starts to walk in. And um the agent says, so what can I do for you? And Nina goes, um well, you remember the person you matched me up with, Robert? Oh yes, Robert, of course I remember Robert. You two are a beautiful couple. Are everything going great? And Nina goes, well, about that, um I don't know if you checked the news lately. He passed away, and Um, I was not sure what to do now. Um, do I get a refund or how does this work? And they
I honestly love the idea that like love is so monetized that like it's just like, oh my gosh, like no condolences, but like I said true love guaranteed, or I was told true love guaranteed, and he just like died. So like
yes. Um,
sorry.
no, that's fine. I mean, that's the whole point. And the agent goes, it's like, well, you you were happy with him, right? And Nina goes, well, I mean, I suppose. I we only left the place together like 5 days ago, so I don't. Can you really call that love? It's like, I think we can. Uh, and Nina goes, it's like, can we really? Um, I'm like, I paid a lot of money, and my family is kind of on me right now to be married and stuff. I look, I need that money because either I need to find a new person or I need money to get through the day because my parents are not going to leave me alone because they really liked Robert. Probably more than I did, if I'm being quite honest. Uh, Meanwhile, Alex is just sitting there, kind of just going, "Should I get up and leave? What's going on here?" uh, and the agent is still typing, and he's like, "Well, see, we promised you that you would find true love, and we gave that to you.
And if you
So
did read, there is an accidental death clause. So
yes,
unfortunately,
it's we did have you sign a paperwork that said till death do us part, and that also was in reference to your money. So I think we did our job, if I'm being quite honest." And Nina goes, "Okay, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to write a bad review or something, or like, how do I dispute the charges?" It's like, and the agent stands up and is like, "Oh, you don't have to do that. We have a 4.9 rating at True Love Inc. I promise you, we can make that 4.9 into a 5-star rating with you. Just give us a chance. You see, let me just look. You know, uh, Nina, I know about your past, and it's fine. We're gonna find you someone. We're gonna find someone who is into you, and that person is." And the agent is just frantically typing. And he's like, he's still smiling and has that white smile that has clearly been bleached way too much and looks unnatural. Um, and he says, "You know what? I think I've realized something. You two here, there's something that even the formula can't figure out. And what the formula can't figure out is that sometimes fate is going to walk in and show you what the true numbers show. And I see two people who can be one." And Nina looks at Alex and they look at each other, and there's just this pause as Nina just takes a deep breath and looks back at the agents like, "Yeah, can I get a refund? Um, you clearly don't have anyone here for me." Uh, I,
oh, poor Alex.
uh, and Alex, as she says that, Alex just also shuffles away the bouquet away to a side, the side away from her, and just kind of just is there. And what happens is, uh, the agent goes, okay, okay, I understand. You're hesitant. This is new. This is different. I know based on both of your profiles, this doesn't seem right, but I know when something is right. Trust me, that's my job. So give it a chance. I'm gonna put you two together and, give it some time. Give it some time. R- Remember, it's a 90-day guarantee. I guess for at least Nina, it's now going to be an 80 or 85. Sorry. Right, you said 5 days. An 85-day return money back guarantee. So just give it a chance. Give love a chance. And I'm going to start setting you up with our highest lover satisfaction couples to show you what true love can be like. And you know what? Because I know you're very skeptical about this, all of those dates with the couples, it's gonna be free. But you just gotta say yes. Say yes to giving love a chance.
Sounds like the perfect salesman.
I have like a decade's worth of like having to deal with that stuff, both as a customer and as someone who had needed a job. Um, and Alex kind of goes like a half-hearted shrug of like, I mean, what else do I got to lose? And Nina just goes, 85 days. 85 days, Nina. That's all I'm asking for. Heck, that's, 85 days is nothing compared to a lifetime of happiness. So come on. You want to be happy, don't you? Nina just rolls her eyes and she just goes, all right, well, this is probably going to be easier than trying to dispute it with my credit card company. So, and the agent goes like, that's the spirit. I knew you had it in you.
Oh gosh.
Uh, I promise you won't regret it. As the agent uh, leans over his desk, and you realize how gangly he is as he grabs both of their hands together and puts them together. I think we found a match. Uh, now let me just start filling out the paperwork, and then you two can move into your new apartment. And they both look at him like, what? Well, clearly that you have a lot of hesitation, and like that's completely understandable, but also you're not going to know how much of a truly compatible you two are, and I think you really are compatible, is if you don't live with each other, because it's not the same. And if we want to know for a fact that you two belong, as he slaps his hands together, then I want to have you be together as much as possible. And again, don't worry, because this is part of our services. I got you two covered because I care about you two. You lovebirds. Look at you. Look at you. Nina's Nina's eyes as Alex uh just is there kind of dumbfounded, And Nina just goes, fine. If you're covering it, fine. But listen to me, Marty. You better keep your end of the bargain. Understand? And Marty goes, of course, Nina. I always keep my word. I'd be nothing without it. Now, here are the keys to your new place. And just give each other a chance, because I promise you, this will be something beautiful. And I am looking forward to seeing the next highest rated couple from True Love Inc. Also, thank you, Idiot McLeave, for the follow. Uh, okay.
It's a fantastic username.
Yes. Yes. So I was like, I have to acknowledge it. Um, what was it? Okay, so here we go. And here is the prologue of, or the setup of this story. It is very dumb. I'm not gonna lie, but I hope you're enjoying it so far.
It's okay. It has like that cute little cheesy vibe of like a lot of the like shoujo kind of like romance animes and
Mm-hmm.
like mangas and stuff. I totally dig it. I totally dig the cheese.
Okay, perfect. Because that's, even though it's a satire, I still wanted to have the feeling of a rom com or shoujo thing.
Oh yeah.
Uh, because let's face it, it's so cute when people are. I'll just say it's the feeling of two people who don't belong finding each other, and they find that even though they don't necessarily mesh together, because they're the only two that understand each other, that's why they should be together, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh, Kind of a spoiler, but you kind of already get that feeling from this.
Oh yeah, definitely like the last two people in the world left kind of thing
Yeah,
because everybody else is like matched up or like young enough to still get matched up and stuff
yeah.
and yeah. No, I dig it.
Okay,
I dig it.
perfect. Uh, right, and as we're gonna fast forward into them going into their new apartment together, uh, we see as they enter, or they enter or they're in front of the door. Alex goes, "Here you go, uh, to new love." As he's trying to convince himself, even though he's seen how much Nina does not seem interested. Uh, and she looks at him and she goes, uh, "Thanks. Look, sorry if I was a bit rude back there. It's just you can't trust those kind of guys. That look, that he said the same thing when I met Robert. So I'm gonna give this a chance, like I said, but also it's like I don't want to just. You know what? Let's just go inside, okay?" Um, as she has the key and she starts to unlock it, uh, and as she opens it, a giant teddy bear, like when I say giant, I mean the ones that you would like find at like Costco that are like 4 feet tall, big, uh,
Yes.
falls out the door, and they're both taken by surprise as they're both trying to hold it up, and you can hear as the people passing by uh are other couples, as this building is True Love apartments. And uh Nina goes, "Oh, what the hell is this? This is a little bit much." And you can hear Alex kind of go, "Sorry," and she goes, "Wait, what? What are you apologizing for?" Um, Alex goes, "Yeah, that's from my parents. They were excited about me finally signing up for this thing, so they had this ready, and I don't know how they got it, but to us." And she's trying to not be rude, but also she is giving a very half-hearted smile as
Very hesitant, like,
yeah,
oh boy.
it's too much. I know. And it's like uh, it's fine. It's look, I get it. I get it. Parents, it's what they do. Let's just go inside before more people stare at us. Um, and as they go inside, Alex starts to try and like move the giant teddy bear somewhere where it's not going to get in the way. As Nina sees the champagne that was set up for them, and with a note for like the that says, for the new lovers or something along those lines. It basically looks like a greeting card that they found somewhere. And Nina, without much thought, grabs the champagne and just pops the lid off. Or she rips off the wrapping and starts to drink the champagne from the bottle. Um, and uh, she's just chugging it as Alex just looks at her, kind of just like dumbfounded, and she just goes, "Ah, shit. Where are my manners? Fuck. Do you want some?" Uh, okay. Look, at this point, let's not even use the glasses. I've already drank from the bottle. Do you want some? And Alex kind of just doesn't know what to say, and he just grabs the bottle and he takes a moment before taking a swig also. Uh and she says, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to my our room. Um, I'll talk to you later." As she just walks off with the bottle now left. Um, and Alex is just there in the living room, kind of just looking to himself as he starts to get a bunch of text messages, and he sees that it's from his parents congratulating him because the true love also informed them of the match. And the before he even has a chance to reply back, they start to call him,
Oh no.
and Alex just goes and answers. Hey mom, hey dad. You got the good news, I guess, right? It's like, yeah, yeah, we're so happy for you, Alex. You know, after what happened with Juliet, we thought, you would never find someone, and you know, we're so happy to know that you're not going to be alone anymore. And Alex is just biting his lip as he goes, "Yep, thanks. Really glad that you believed in me." And his parents are like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we, There were times where we had our doubts, but you know, we were always hopeful. And look where you are now. You finally have someone. You have finally someone, and you can be happy like we are. Ah.
No.
I can't tell if you're just going, oh no, because this is getting too sad, or it's like, oh no, this is getting too real, or both.
More so just like I can oh gosh. I could just imagine like the parents just sitting there being like beyond happy because they sound like the parents that's like since since their kid has like turned dating age essentially like started asking questions like so when are we gonna meet them,
Yeah.
when are we gonna have grandbabies,
Yep.
oh my god, how are you guys gonna fix your little sweets, oh my goodness, are you gonna make sure you bring roses? And I can just imagine like the overbearing parents like pushing him and pushing him and pushing him to like make sure that he had roses for the first date
Yeah.
when he finally goes to this dating agency. So it's just I'm having a grand old time.
Yeah. Which reminds me also, is that like you gave her the gifts, right? You gave her, it's like, yeah, yeah. She seemed to really she was left speechless about the gifts. Um, it's like, yeah, yeah. It's like, of course, yeah, yeah. I'm sure she was. It's like, look, we knew you wanted to be old fashioned with like gift giving and stuff, so we just thought, you know, like let's go really old fashioned, like have the roses and everything. So that's that. Uh, See, we're happy that you know we can meet each other halfway with this stuff, and you know just keep us updated because we want to know more about her. She seems uh, like a good fit for you. Because you know, you always talk about like finding true love and all that. So, you know, don't miss your chance, okay? We don't want another Juliet situation again. Yeah, mom. Yeah, dad. I know. You don't have to. Thanks. Uh, I'll talk to you later. I should probably spend more time with her now since you know it. We're. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course. Of course. You're in the honeymoon phase, so you know you're gonna want to be all lovey-dovey with each other. And they hang up. Uh, and as they hang up, you can see that Nina is back, and Alex goes, "How much of that did you hear?" Uh, and Nina goes, "Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to lie to you?" Uh, and Alex goes, "You can just lie to me. That's fine. That's fine." And she takes another swig from the bottle, and she goes, I didn't hear any of it. I was too drunk." Uh, and what happens next is Alex goes, "Great, great. Um, I'll take more of the champagne now if you've had your fill." I was like, "Oh, I haven't, but yeah, uh, here, drink as much as you want." And the two of them just kind of sit there as they kind of drink, and you can see that as Alex gets to get slightly drunk, he starts to play with a ring on his ring finger, and uh Nina notices that as she points out is like, did you really buy in all that? And like, why are you wearing a ring already on? Like, we're nowhere near to even getting engaged. You know that, right? And Alex, it's hard to tell if he's getting a little red because of the alcohol or because he's a little embarrassed, and he as he's kind of like stumbling a little through his words, like, yeah, I know. I don't know. It's just I always kind of was looking forward to finding someone, and I always heard that wearing a ring at first can feel weird, so I kind of just started wearing it to just get ready, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's silly. And he starts to like pull off the ring, and Nina goes, are you really gonna take off the ring now? Well, I, I mean, you make a point. We're nowhere near. It's like, look, Alex, I don't have high expectations of what's gonna happen next. It's just this world sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. It sucks. So just believe in what you want to believe. Keep the ring on. If that's what you really want, then do what makes you happy, okay? Uh, and Alex kind of gives a slight smile. He plays with the ring a little before finally putting it back on. And as he is about to look back up, he sees that uh, Nina's actually passed out. Um, and he starts to approach her, and he's not sure what to do, and instead he just uh, grabs some stuff from the bedroom and places a blanket on her as he falls asleep on the couch uh, across from her as she's sitting um, at the dining table. And ending our scene for this one.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, and going from there, I don't know if you want to say anything before I start rambling to transition to the next part.
Um, would it be helpful for you at all if I like, is there anything that I can do that might be helpful for you?
Um, well, it's up. Like I said, it's up to you. Your comfortability. It's like, do you want to jump in, or like if you give reactions and then I can kind of notice those. It's really like I said. Like I kind of already have the ideas of like where it's gonna go. It's just more of like saying it at rambling as I say it to find the connecting dots. But if you feel fine right now, then I can keep going.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine. I just
Okay.
didn't know if like there was anything that I could do to be more helpful and stuff.
No,
Because
you're fine.
I am more than happy to help.
Of course. Like I said, if you could, because the way I look at it is like, if you want, you can participate, or you can try to help me by doing things, or you could try and throw me off balance by like throwing a curveball or something, and I have to just work it in. It's more of like, okay, I am down to work my way through this, um, and entertain you as best as I can.
I don't mind like participating.
Okay, well, like I said, you can participation can be as simple as you saying something or like ooh, this happens, or you start to be one of the characters, or it's really up to you.
I could probably be Nina if you would like.
If that's what you want to try and do it, like I said, if you're just enjoying the story and want to see where it goes, that also works for me. It's really up to you.
Decisions.
I mean, if you're still not sure right now because you're just like processing everything and like enjoying being like the focal point of the me directing the story to you, that's fine too. Or you could decide later, like it's not like a strict form, so even like now you could just keep listening and then later you're like, no, now I want to join in.
um, you know what? I'll give it a try now.
Okay.
I think I have a pretty good idea of like just based on like some of the things with Nina, maybe how she's feeling and
Mm-hmm.
the kind of like parents that she has as well. Yeah, like you've done a really good job of kind of like setting her up as like a character.
Thank you for that. Uh,
Yeah,
okay. Well then, if you want to be specifically Nia, that works. But you know,
sure.
it's very freeform. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Um,
uh, all right. Well, I guess I'll for now, if you want, I'll establish where it's going from here.
yeah.
Okay. Um. Right now, it is them the next day, and you can kind of see they're a little bit hungover. As Marty is guiding them as cheerful as ever, as he goes like, "Now you two lovebirds, come with me. Now we're gonna meet the 98th percentile of true love. It is a the couple of the I'm trying to think of a last name that I could just pull.
Longhorn.
Longhorns. Thank you. Yes, the Longhorns. Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. Uh, Thank you, Nina, for reading the pamphlet ahead of time. So, uh, the Longhorns are a very, very special couple to True Love Inc., as they are also sponsored by True Love Inc., as they document their true love 24/7 for us and the world to see what true love is like. So, even though you could just watch their streams, you get to be part of their true love and spend a few hours with them. Doesn't that sound beautiful?
Nina kind of rolls her eyes and looks at Marty suspiciously. It's just like, mm-hmm. That yeah, sounds great.
See? I knew you I knew you would find this interesting. And you know, this is something anyone could get. We had to get specific permissions to work with them at this time, as not as with their busy schedules. So let's not keep them waiting. Uh, as he opens the door to them, in front of the cameras as they're doing a photo shoot, uh, and we can see it's like, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Uh, I know everyone is gonna love your newest line of daily calendars to show you how you could have love 365 and even 366 those every few years. And you can see as they're just kind of going through all the kisses and poses, and uh, it's very, very mechanical how they're doing it. Uh, as they're also like, um, any second they chance they get, they're also like signing off on paperwork and things like that. Um,
I
and
think at this point, Nina would probably look over and. Oh gosh. No, not me already forgetting his name.
wow,
I
very
know!
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's Alex.
I could just imagine her looking over at Alex and going, man, if this is what true love looks like, then you and I might actually have a chance.
Uh, Alex is just kind of like he definitely looks kind of like he's I guess the best way to put it is like Alex is trying to be nice, but also he is very much clearly, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but he's definitely not excited about this either. um and as you could, and as the two of them are looking at each other, Marty like kind of just rushes forward. It's like, the Longhorns, look at you two, you're so beautiful and so in love. And they kind of do that thing where they hug and then kiss each other on the cheeks, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
um and also you can see the Longhorns go like, ah, Marty, of course you're here. And look, we love you, but we also love each other. So, you know, let's not keep the formalities and just get straight to what matters. And Marty goes, of course, of course, of course. Which is why when we focus about love, I have some people that I was telling you about. Meet Nina and Alex. Nina and Alex. I've embraced that you forgot his name, so now people in the story are going to forget his name.
Oh no!
You
Poor
did this.
Alex. He didn't deserve this.
He doesn't, but that's kind of the point also. Um and as uh as the Longhorns, they kind of like snap their fingers, and then you can see that what happens is the 24/7 cameras, they move, shift off. And even though they are the people being filmed and everything, they also have backup footage, like B footage, to like keep people like during intermissions and stuff, and that's what's playing. And even then they have it playing for themselves. uh and the Longhorns go, ah, it's a pleasure to meet you two. You two look unique, if you will. Very, look at you two. And what happens is, uh as the two of them also hug Alex and Nina, and kiss them on the cheeks also, Alex goes, it's like, so you just film each other, or you get filmed 24/7? It's like, well, of course. We needed everyone to know how much we're in love. The world needs to see what love is like. And Alex goes, well, couldn't you just be in love without the cameras on? And the Longhorns just burst into laughter as they hear that. Just be in love. Of course we're in love. But also, Why keep love only to us when we can share it with the world? Look at us. We grew all of this together because we love each other.
Nina kind of sighs under her breath. Yeah, it has nothing to do with your sponsorship at all.
Now, please come sit next to us and see what it is truly like to be loved. As the cameras turn back on and the Longhorns start to share a drink with each other, as they do the thing where they interlock elbows to drink, and you can see that also the way that they're being shot is a very obvious thing for product placement, where the drinks that they are sharing are have the logos facing directly at the camera. Um, and as they're continuing to film, to get a better shot, they actually push Nina and Alex out of the way to get closer.
Oh God.
Um, and as they're finished taking their drink, uh, you can hear the I forget what it's called, but the thing that they use the snap and like for the or they call it for the next the shots done. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see as the Longhorns actually spit out their drinks. Um, now that the filming is done,
Love
and
it.
they're like, "Come, come, come! Uh, now let us actually have a meal together and get to know each other better." Uh, and they get not just pushed, but also pulled to essentially a banquet of food, and it's hard to tell if this is just the food that they have all the time, or it's the food for what's it called? Filming. You know the I forget the word for it, but you know what I'm talking about. And,
Mm-hmm.
and as they go around the table, you can also start to see that the cameras are starting to start up again, and but if you look closely enough, you can see that there's a slight delay because now that they're filming Nina and Alex, they have to have a little buffer just in case. If anything goes unintended.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the Longhorns go, it's like, come, come, eat, enjoy, be merry, see what love can give you when you embrace it like we do. Uh, and Alex kind of like slowly goes towards the food, but he's not sure how he feels, and he kind of looks over to Nina to see what she does.
Nina is sitting there kind of staring at the food as well and looking over at the longhorns and waiting for the cue to try any of it because it does look suspiciously perfect. One of those like unnerving scenes where it's like this looks a little bit too good to be true.
uh, as they both kind of hesitate, Alex starts to reach out. And as he grabs one, you can hear the director say "cut." Um, as he starts to yell at Alex, it's like, Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you understand? Those are the prop foods. We need those to look as nice as possible. We can't mess up the shot. You need to grab further back. And as he starts to like ramble into him, you can see that Mr. Longhorn is actually off to the side uh, with a cigarette, just smoking right now. And Mrs. Longhorn, she has a flask.
All right.
Um, and you can see as the director's laying into Alex that the Longhorns are actually mouthing what the director is saying because he's clearly done this before. Um, and as he's you can kind of get the idea of when he's about to end his rant is when Mr. Longhorn stomps out his cigarette, and Mrs. Longhorn stows away her flask, and they return back to their cheery disposition that they had before.
Oh gosh.
Yay, true love.
Yay. I really like how this is going. Like I'm doing this the story thing of like I have a feeling. I have a feeling where this is gonna go. And I like it.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. I'm looking at the time because we said about like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not gonna. I'll be upfront and also say the way I've already thought about this, but also I don't know is it's basically going to do the rule of three. So there's two other couples that they're going to meet, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also they're going to focus on satirizing other things about like dating culture, where the next couple is where they focus on following all of the tests and quizzes and like love books and everything, even though they contradict each other like from one to the next. They just keep following them. It's like, look, it's like we want to guarantee love, so we follow these to the T, and we maximize our love for each other by following all these simple steps. And even though it's outlandish, kind of things are like
Yeah.
um and then uh yeah, I'm just thinking about how much I had else planned from my original idea, if you don't mind me telling you this now.
Oh, I don't mind. I also don't mind like just finding out as well. If we go a little bit over time, then
Okay.
that's fully fine too. Like you're good. Please don't feel any kind of pressure.
Okay. I guess all I'll say from here is one of the things I was thinking and planning was I mentioned going more into their backgrounds.
Mhm.
And then I guess I'll give you this to see if like you like it or not, because again, because you're playing Nina now, you can change it up as however you want. But the idea was for Alex, um he was very believing in the idea of like, you can find true love without having to resort to apps or like these matchmaking services. And
Mhm.
the person he was dating before, Juliet, she was very much she wanted to go to one of those matchmakers just to make sure they were truly in love, kind of a thing, like that they were a good match even though they were already together. And but Alex insists, like, no, we're happy together. We don't have to have something determine if we are actually happy together.
Mm-hmm.
and because she was much more believing in the system, she broke up with him, kind of a thing.
Oh
And
no.
in that whole situation, she was Alex continued to try and find love, but because he was so old school about finding love, no one else would match with him, kind of a thing, or try. Because the way I'm kind of imagining the whole system is like when you're in like school, you still have the chance to like find people and date them, but no one ever considers those long lasting, and those are kind of like, oh, those are just like, you know, those are school things, or those are just like little crushes here and there. And then like when you're out of like high school and stuff, that's when you use like dating apps and stuff. And then when you're
Mm-hmm.
really serious, then that's when you do the matchmaking, kind of a thing. Um, but like Alex kind of was like following, like he was such oh, like his name would be like nickname would be Romeo, so that's why he fell in like he kind of thought like finding Juliet is like a sign that this was his person, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually just he lost hope, and that's when he you see him at the beginning of the story.
Okay.
um
Yeah. It
so
kind
yeah.
of seems like even with like Nina, like with her story and stuff, that like she probably followed that same kind of like line of thinking that everybody said was like normal. It sounds like her parents pushed it pretty hard as well. They might be like that kind of like love success story where it's like, oh, this is how we met, and you're definitely going to find somebody for you because it worked for us. And when she like met Robert and stuff, like maybe it seemed pretty perfect in the beginning, and then like after a few days, I mean, she only had a few days with him,
Yeah.
but maybe after like a day or two, like she started feeling a little like unsure. Maybe started like questioning it a little bit, and like maybe that's why when she went in and like essentially asked for a refund following his death, like it was almost like a relief because she was like, well, maybe I would just like had like a bad pick, and this was just like,
Yeah.
luck will have it that it was cut short.
Do you want to know what I was originally planning for Nina?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the thing with Nina is um her she was actually, I don't know if it's a bit too much, but also I the idea was her family like followed the whole process and stuff, but she was her influence was actually her grandmother, who she got paired her grandmother got paired up with someone, um but it just because then all the numbers matched up didn't mean she was actually in love, but so she was just in an unhappy marriage kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And uh she never told it until like she was getting older, to Nina, of the idea of like, you know, don't settle for anything, like actually, you know, find something that makes you happy, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of actually stuck with Nina. And the thing was, she didn't do matchmaking, but the thing was she kept doing the dating apps. But the thing is though, she was trying to take it like take her time and stuff, or she would like go through different people just to see if like what actually makes her happy. But the thing is though, that's not how it works for everyone else, so she kind of got labeled as someone that just sleeps around or something, or like she's not trying to find love, kind of a thing, as a
Mm-hmm.
reputation. And that's kind of the reason why she can't find anyone, is that reputation of being a loose woman, I guess, followed her, where no one would even match with her, kind of a thing.
So
And
that's what like Marty meant by her background.
yeah,
Okay.
her background is like she's already been marked as like I don't want to say a risk, but exactly the her background makes it where um I guess the way to put it is every time you don't match with someone, or you stop seeing someone, that gets like a marking on like um chance for failure kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. um and then people start rumors and speculating like, well, maybe she's not trying to find love, she's just trying to find another person kind of a thing to like for the night.
Okay.
And then that's why she eventually resorted to the matchmaking thing, because no one would match with her because she's just built up that reputation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the whole idea for Nina. And then the thing was that they were going to over time bond with each other. Um, like we said about the outcast and like against the world kind of feeling. And the thing though was, I was trying to remember exactly what it was I had the plan for, but it was something where Marty was going to do something, or oh, now I remember. Marty was going to try and stop the relationship, um, because the two of them were upsetting the balance with the couples and stuff, because they're a couple that in a sense shouldn't work, and then they're ruining the image of what a good couple is. Which is why Marty actually, when the 85 days are like nearing their end, and it seems like, oh, maybe things will work out, Marty is like, I have a surprise for you. It's like, look, Nina, I know you've been hesitant about all this, so don't worry. I pulled some strings, and here's your refund. And the idea was that Nina was like, oh, no, I don't think I kind of need it, kind of a thing anymore. Um, but as she's about to say something, kind of like a role reversal of like where Alex doesn't get a word in. Um, Marty brings in Juliet back, uh, and Juliet is like, she basically jumps onto Alex and kisses him, kind of a thing. And saying it's like, oh,
no.
I found, like, I know you is like, I've heard so much about Juliet, so I had to see like, uh, you two seemed like such a perfect couple. And it was in those moments where Alex was hesitating that Nina decides to take the refund, um, kind of a thing, because she was she just like, no, okay, clearly you two are happy with each other, so let me, I'll just take the refund, kind of a thing. And like, uh I don't know how much I actually showed it so far, but the idea was, I guess it reflected in Alex. He's supposed to be more of the timid type, kind of a thing. Um, but also more expressive of the two, in the sense, or like open with his emotions, versus Nina was supposed to be uh more closed off, but more vocal of the two.
Okay.
And then it's basically like what happens is, because the two of them broke off before the 85 days and they got annulled, basically, um what happens is, with the refund thing, I don't know if you've ever had to deal with it, where if you get a refund or something, or do like a chargeback, essentially, they disable your account, kind of a thing. So the idea would have been, she gets wiped from the system. It's like, okay, clearly you weren't happy with this, but just, so we're on even ground, like an even thing is like, here's your money back, but also, because our services clearly don't work for you, you're no longer in our system, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is, though, the idea is we focus more on Alex at this time, where he's because Nina calls it off. He's like, I guess I'm with Juliet now, kind of a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and him slowly realizing like he doesn't want to be part of this true love thing, and he actually starts to just like he walks out and like he gets also very vocal and like he swears a little like Nina would. And the whole idea is it's kind of someone when I told someone the ending I had in mind, that they said this was a very much a anime ending. So you mentioning the shoujo aspect seems like it's very much that,
Mm-hmm.
where Alex is back on a dating app, and what he's doing is he's just searching, hoping to find uh uh God, my brain, Nina, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But when they meet again, they're under different names because they can't use their names anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Um. So, but yeah, that's like the premise that I had. I know. I just wanted to go over that because I was like thinking like I know you said like we can go over, but also like look, that's a lot to cover if there's like multiple couples and like we're only in the first one.
Yeah. 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 Well, and I mean, it's up to you too, like what you would like to do, like from here as well. Like, if you want, I can just go back to listening if that kind of helps with your flow a little bit.
Uh, like I said, are are you enjoying participating, or do you want to just listen?
I think I'll probably go back to just listening.
Okay, that's fine. Uh, okay, we're I'm just trying to retrace my steps where we were. Okay. Oh yeah, Alex was getting chewed out by the director,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fixing it up. And as Alex is getting chewed out, Nina is uh she's actually starting to like go through the table and start to grab whatever she can, um and eat it. And as this is happening, Marty was like, Nina, uh, I know I said that this is all basically all expenses paid, but you still gotta like follow the rules and stuff. Like you are a guest, don't be rude about it. And Nina's kind of rolling her eyes as this is as now Marty is like uh trying to talk her down. And what we see is that the two, both Alex and Nina, get kind of like pushed off to the side again. And the directors like argue with Marty about this whole situation. And we see that Alex and Nina actually get pushed into a trailer, and that uh it gets locked from the outside as like, okay, you two can come out when you two learn how to behave. Um,
Oh, jeez.
yep. And Alex says this is like, I don't know what we did wrong. Uh, and Nina just goes like, don't waste your breath. As she starts to pull out um some food and other things from her that she managed to stow away in her clothes or anywhere she could, and she hands some over to Alex. And as the two of them are just kind of like sitting there, they're kind of also like looking around the trailer, and they start to realize as they're eating and just kind of like leaving crumbs and like drops of whatever they're drinking all over, that this is actually the trailer for the Longhorns. Um, but they have the trailer's basically split off for the two of them, um, where there's clearly a separation, and there doesn't seem to be like a it's like split down the middle kind of thing. It doesn't look like any of it's intended for them to share. And
Interesting.
yeah, uh, and we see that for the two of them in the trailer, it's very much, how should I put it? Hmm. That for the trailer, it's very not. Hmm. I guess the way to put it is that the trailer that they have um things like fan letters that are directed to the Longhorns and stuff like that, but it's very much where it's directed at one or the other, and it doesn't ever feel like it's for the two of them kind of a thing, where they want the attention for themselves instead of like themselves individually instead of like together, where even things like the photos for each side are like cropped off to focus on Mr. or Mrs. And oh boy, sorry, I'm just realizing I'm how hungry I'm getting.
No,
Um,
you're good.
and what happens next is as the two of them uh are looking around, Nina's like picking stuff up as like so much for true love, I guess. Um, as she continues to drink. I just made her an alcoholic. I just oh well.
She's going through a lot.
Yeah. Robert just died 5 days ago, so or 6 days ago. Give her a break. Um, and as they're uh Alex tries to lighten up the mood as he clinks one of the bottles with hers and says, "Well, like you said before, all expenses paid, right?" Uh, and they both kind of give each other like a small smile as they as they smile and look at each other. Marty comes in and is like, "Okay, okay. Um, clearly this didn't go as intended. We're gonna have to go. The Longhorns, as much as they are very welcoming, they need to focus on the love between the two of them. So they have requested that the two of you leave the premises. But don't worry, I'm sure we can figure something out later. Clearly, it's not you two, it's them. They're very focused on their love. So let's give them their space, okay? As we can see, that Marty is wiping sweat from his brow and trying his best to look as presentable as possible, but getting a little razzled. Um, and we can see that Nina is kind of like laughing to herself, kind of a thing. Um, and as they get back to their apartment, they're actually still drinking.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, let's just lean into it. Why not? As she and they're more so than the night before. The alcohol is like really kicking in. As uh, they're starting to laugh and just talk about like what happened. It's just like, oh, look at Marty's face. It was. I've never seen him like that before. And as they're reminiscing and uh Alex is they're doing that thing. It's the trope of them being really drunk and like kind of like having to like lean on each other because they're losing balance. Um
Mm-hmm.
and Alex is um Alex is just like uh, uh, he's like looking at her and she's like, you're very pretty right now. Can I kiss you? Um, and she starts to laugh as she's like lying on top of him, and she passes out again. And what happens is uh he's holding on to her kind of a thing, and they just pass out again. And they have some time to kill before their next prearranged couples meeting or date with true love. And what happens is uh they're really getting hungover again. As they're hungover, they can hear the doorbell ringing very frantically, and we see that Nina is groggily just getting to the door. As she opens it up, um, she she feels before she even has a chance to react, um, a quick embrace as a woman kisses her cheeks. It's like, oh my gosh, this must be Alex's new girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Yep. And Nina is dealing with her the sound of like everything ring as she's like hugging but also trying to push off Alex's mom off her. Um and Alex rolls and stumbles up as he sees his parents. It's like, Mom, Dad, what are you doing here? It's like, Alex, is that any way to talk to your parents? We know that we said to you needed some time for just the two of you, but it's been 2 days. You could have invited us over by now. If you found the true love of your life, why can't we meet her now? We, we wanted to meet her sooner, so we have more time to spend with her and you. Look at you two. As they're both have bags under their eyes. Uh, look at you two. It's just, oh, I remember when I was young with your father. Ah, those were, that was, I'm so happy. Uh, um, and the dad is that very typical, very not much talkative, and just going with those grunts of like, yes. And what happens next is the with the parrots, the two of them are, what's it called? They're holding onto ice packs as they're dealing with their headaches. As uh, Alex's mom is making brunch because they've actually been sleeping in, and Alex sees that his parents have been calling and texting him, but they were too uh, passed out to notice any of it.
Oh gosh.
These are very much role models. Uh,
Model citizens.
yep,
The perfect displays of love.
exactly. Look, I'm gonna. I'm just telling you and everyone that's watching right now. I write characters that are a little messed up.
You know, are you truly a writer if you don't give your characters a little bit of trauma?
Exactly. Am I writing it from personal experience? Moving on. Um, so trauma is just character development, and as they're having their lunch, they're having that. It's a very much the montage of like the parents embarrassing the protagonist or Alex, um, and we see uh Nina's a little softer side kind of a thing. As she's kind of laughing along um with it all, and at the end Alex is eventually pushing his parents out. It's like, okay, great, you can come again later. And as he slams the door, you can hear him give a sigh. I was just like, and Nina is laughing to herself as fuck it. She has a mixed drink in her hand. uh this is the character I made.
What better way to chase a hangover than alcohol?
Well, yeah, to get rid of a hangover, you just got to keep drinking. So, uh, and as she's like, she seems back slightly back to her old self. She's drinking, and Alex is just kind of like, uh, are your parents as embarrassing as mine are? Um, and Nina kind of goes like, uh, oh, embarrassing if you mean I don't see them anymore. Yeah, you can say that. And Alex kind of goes, oh, uh, sorry, I didn't mean to. And Nina goes, no, it's fine. It's fine. You didn't know. Uh, don't worry about it. And Alex goes, it's like, yeah, but still, I didn't mean to. Is there anything you don't want to talk about? Just to make sure it's, And Nina goes, look, Alex, it's fine. It's, look, we're going to be spending the next 2 or so months together. We can talk about it. It's fine. You don't have to act so embarrassed. It's the real embarrassing thing is the stuff we have to deal with right now. Okay, man. It's don't worry so much. Uh, and Alex goes, okay, okay, just let me know, okay. Well, there's a thing I've been meaning to ask is, well, if you don't mind me asking, like, you don't really seem that interested in this whole thing, so why'd you even sign up in the first place? And Nina goes, okay, you know how I said, don't worry about it? I don't think I'm ready to talk about it right now. So, I guess let's just move on to something else. Oh, oh, okay. Um, anyways, how about we, and before Alex can say anything else, Nina goes, you know what? I think I need some air. I'm gonna, I'll be back later, okay? And before Alex can think of anything, he just goes, yeah, okay. Uh, okay. And there's just this awkwardness as Alex steps out of the way so Nina can just walk out. And I'm thinking this is like in a film where we do, or like a split shot of them kind of just doing very much in their own heads and contemplating what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh god. Sorry, I'm getting distracted right now. Uh I don't
No,
know.
you're totally fine.
Okay. Because I don't know if you could hear it, but my stomach is growling now.
Well, if you wanted, like, I think that we have a couple of options. We can take a quick break since, like, you've been streaming for a little bit. That way you can get something to eat, or we can even like call it call it here as well. It's just totally up to you on what you would like to do.
uh, well, how are you feeling? Because you are the guest.
Um, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I
Okay.
could probably go for a little bit longer.
Okay. Uh,
But yes, like please take care of yourself
no, I
and like
understand. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I'm kind of thinking because I already did go over like the kind of overall plot of it. Because I was thinking maybe we just end around 10ish. Uh, we can just more of tell me what you're thinking overall of the whole plot and story, and like if we want we can have another it could be an you could be I'm
it can be like a two-parter.
it can be a two-parter, or you because you heard the overall plot, you could there could be another story or something else. It's just the whole point is like, is it all? If you're enjoying yourself, we could do something again.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying myself. Overall, like I really like the story, and like I think having the overall plot of it is like really good. Um like it sounds like super interesting. And if anything, like it makes me want to like read a short story about these characters and
Hmm.
like really like see some of the intimacy that like builds and like them learning how to be vulnerable with each other and the whole
Yeah,
thing. Um so like even though I have like the full I guess like plot kind of like laid out
yeah,
already, like I'm interested in like the smaller details, you know what I mean?
yeah. Having those little moments to enjoy and appreciate, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, I mean that can either be like a two-parter or like however you want to do it, honestly. Like I think this would be a lot of fun to do again.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Uh,
Yeah.
and also I know your understanding of how I am at my mental state right now. But thank you.
Yeah. No, you're totally fine. You don't need to worry at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Um. But yeah, it, then yeah, if you want, we can make this a two-parter or whatever. Do something else if something else catches your eye. Now that you know what this is going to be like.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think we can definitely connect and kind of like plan on things and stuff. I think that'll be good.
Yes. And also that sounds like a plan because also I'm actually surprised there hasn't been more scuff if I'm being honest, and that was kind of what I was anticipating.
Yeah. Kind of like impromptu breaks and stuff because you're trying to like troubleshoot a little bit.
Yeah. Because there was with the other ones I've had in the past, there was so much like either delay or buffering that I wasn't sure if people were watching or not.
Hmm.
That kind of thing. But yeah, let's see. Okay, well, I guess I have a question. Is there any feedback you have, where you're just like you're enjoying the ride?
Um, I'm definitely enjoying the ride quite a
Okay.
bit. I think, yeah, I think like the only feedback that I really have to give is like for like if this ends up being like a two-parter, like
Mm.
maybe we can brainstorm a little bit or even just kind of like get a good idea of like an outline and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would like be helpful. I know that that like takes away a little bit from like the improv, but I think that like it gives a sense of like it's like a safety net of sorts, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh, Sort of instructions of like, okay, if we're lost, you can follow this.
Yeah. That way, like if you're really struggling to try to like come up with some of the intimate details like on the fly and stuff, then that might be able to kind of like help you know like, oh well, like what part is kind of coming up, what obstacle are they going to face next,
Mm-hmm.
and what might be important for them to know, like them kind of going over or trying to like broach this conversation and topic of just like why are you doing this. Like I think that that's a pretty intimate thing for both of them to eventually learn about each other, that kind of will help them like grow together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
um but yeah, I think that's like really about it, is just like And even if it's like an improv with like somebody else, if they kind of like give you an idea like in the beginning, maybe having like a short intermission and like the beginning of it so you can kind of like write up or type up like a short little like outline that might be able to still give you that safety net. I don't know if that would be something that like would be helpful to you, but
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I think
yeah.
also I'm going to, I guess in a way, call myself out of just like, I'm just, I feel like I'm super rusty because I was like, oh yeah, I've totally done improv, I've totally done storytelling. Oh yeah, how long ago has it been since you last? Right, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, you're super rusty. You need to practice this again and like get in better form.
Yeah, and I mean like something that helps me or has been helping me is like I've been reading stories out loud
Hmm.
because like I want to get back into reading now that I'm getting ready to graduate and it's not like a requirement.
Yeah,
Um
weird how when it's not for work or a requirement, it's a lot more enjoyable and you want to do it.
right, right. So like I wanted to get into it, but I also want to get better about like reading things out loud because and like doing it kind of quickly, you know what I mean? So that way I can do like script audios a little bit better and maybe like I can also work on like my improv because like I'm trying to learn how to be a like a DM for like a one shot DM
Oh,
or
cool.
D&D campaign and stuff. And I kind of want to work on like my storytelling skills in that same way. And I found that like reading stories out loud kind of helps me to kind of gauge like the mood and really try to like bring forth that emotion and um I don't know, kind of like help with the world building aspect of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, I think one of the other things is like, hey, I'm so idiot. Just eat before you stream.
Oh no. What I like to do, I have snacks with me. So admittedly, I've been snacking like most of the stream. Like I
Oh,
just have snacks sitting on my desk and stuff, which is totally fine if you like need to have like a quick break or something like that, especially to
yeah,
eat. Or maybe just like working in little intermissions and stuff. Because
yeah.
like storytelling for 2 hours straight is a lot, especially if like um sneeze. Okay, no, it's
What?
gone. Maybe. I
What?
thought I had to sneeze.
Oh, oh okay.
Um, but I know like storytelling for, like 2 hours straight, especially if that's like just so like you're entertaining the guests that you have on there, like that's pretty taxing. Like I commend you for that, absolutely, but that is like super, super taxing.
Thank you. That also reminds me. Besides food, also have something. Well, maybe water. Well, I was like, just have like honey tea or something off to the side, just like for my throat
Yeah.
for talking for
Yeah.
straight.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Just like more self-care, like things to make sure that you're like taking care of yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, overall, like I have nothing but positive things to say about this. And like I
Oh,
really enjoyed the experience of like kind of having like a story kind of told and like tailored to my liking and stuff. And like you kind of said, like I'm a kind of aware of like your mental state and I think that you're pretty aware of like mine as well. And I think that it's like it really helps just to have somebody kind of like help take your mind off of some of like real world like problems that's kind of
yeah.
going on and focusing on, this dystopian like world of love being a commodity so much so that like people just buy into it because it's just normal.
Well, I appreciate you understanding. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, uh, well, we'll just I'll have to have you be a guest another time, so for part two or what, the sequel, and make it even better.
Yeah. No, I would love that. And we can definitely make a plan so that it's not super super spread out if that sounds okay to you. I don't know if you have like a momentum going that you want to like follow through on and stuff, but I'm totally down to make time.
Uh, I'm kind of just going by the flow, and I think it's just the more times I get to do this, the more I'll, or the less I'll be in my own head and make it just work better.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, I think that's a good place to call it. And I was gonna ask, since you're the guest, if there's someone you want me to raid.
Ooh. Um, there is somebody that hmm. Okay. Are you thinking like chaotic energy, or are you thinking maybe like more suave kind of energies? Because I have two people that could fit either one of those.
I like how you. It was chaotic and then suave. I was not suave was not the word. I was thinking that was going to be the contrast to chaotic. I thought it was like, oh, soft or chill. It's like, no, suave.
He is a very smooth talker, kind of VTuber and stuff.
Okay.
But the other one is yeah, she's super sweet, super high energy, but just like incredibly chaotic.
Hmm. Which one would be the better way to send everyone off?
If it makes you feel any better too, the more chaotic one is playing Project Playtime, which is like more of a horror kind of thing.
Is that the
And
multiplayer one of the the I can't think of the name. It's that blue creature that people have played thing.
I think
Poppy's
so.
Playtime.
Maybe. Let me hold on.
Okay.
Project Playtime. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then what's the
Yep,
other
it's a
one?
multiplayer one.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is playing Danganronpa, another episode.
Hmm. I guess I'll say the Danganronpa because that's the one that's storytelling related.
Yeah. Okay, here, let me go ahead. I will get his stuff kind of like
Okay.
um sent over to you.
Sounds good.
Um ba, 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 ba.
Let's see it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Uh. All right. I'm just gonna. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you again, Edie.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and I'm gonna hit raid now, and then we can keep talking afterwards.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
Perfect.